Bending conventions of gender for entertainment has roots that go back generations, and is seen in performances ranging from classic Greek dramas to Shakespearean plays. Today, drag is often politicized and used as a space for activism, academia, and entertainment. In her text, A Critical Introduction to Queer Theory, Nikki Sullivan argues that drag queers the essentialized or naturalized notions of gender, sexuality, and the subject that are integral to hegemonic discourses and institutions. But drag is different to every queen. Meet Kamden T and Violencia Exclamation Point.
When I first started drag, I started out as Ivana Humpalot. Horrible name. I was sitting at a coffee house one time in Murfreesboro, Tennessee, and I said I wanted an unusual, unique name, and I was just like, So I was like, and the first thing that was in front of me was an atlas of the United States. So I was like, so I opened it up, and there's the whole United States. And I was like, so I turned my head and went, Camden, New Jersey. Me as a boy, I don't see myself as outgoing as I am when I'm behind my mask as Camden. I'm more like, I'm that dumb country, blonde, hillbilly, redneck, all rolled into one just crazy ball of mess. But when you see me on stage, it's just a whole nother ball game of glamour and rock and funk and fun. You just gotta have fun with what you do.
My boy name is David White, and my performance name is Violencia Exclamation Point. Violencia is a kooky, weird drag queen who likes to stretch the boundaries of what people call performance art. I like to be like, oh, what the fuck is Violencia gonna do next?
So what is drag?
Cheap drag ain't good. Good drag ain't cheap. Something off the rack, unless it's a character, is not drag. Something that is unique and one of a kind and never been seen or fashion forward, that's drag. Like, when you think of drag in the history, it was always an over exaggeration of something, of a character, preferably sometimes a woman. It was all about being over the top, dramatic. So when I think of drag, I want to see big hair, big makeup, big costumes. Just everything's different. There's nothing small about drag. It's meant to be loud and obnoxious and in your face.
But definitions vary.
I like to do, I honestly, anything could be drag for me. I could go out and do a boy number, like with no makeup, and as long as I'm performing, I could still consider that almost entertaining in some way. As long as it's entertaining the crowd and it's in a drag show, you can call it drag. Why not?
While many contemporary drag queens, like Kamden and Violencia, consider their drag to include a variety of types of entertaining, it's important to look back to early portrayals that have had lasting influences on both queer films and drag performances in general. That's right, it's time to relive female trouble. Whether you love or hate John Waters' campy drama and absurd violence, his impact on the new queer cinema is an undeniable one. In her critical book on the subject, B. Ruby Rich writes, John Waters was there first. He and his films were formed by the nutty, exuberant, prelapsarian days of the 1970s, after gay liberation, before AIDS. The trademark Waters style, with its camp sensibility and impatience with both heteronormativity and homonormativity, is well reflected in the new queer cinema, as if its traits were lying in wait all that time like a recessive gene. And although both Kamden and Violencia stretch their talents as entertainers beyond what might be considered traditional drag, Divine and Waters have been artistically impactful to both performers.
John Waters was quite an interesting character because, see, my favorite film of all time is Serial Mom. It's one of his other favorite works. I can quote that movie from start to finish. It's actually one of my very popular talents. Everybody knows me for. But Divine was a pivotal character in the sense that she was shock drag. She was very in your face. She was just right here whether you wanted her to be in your space or not. But like still knew how to be, she could be glamorous. But she was drag over the top. Big everything, big hair, big makeup, big costumes, big performances. She's definitely an interesting character at the same sense. Like you see her gross vileness and see her eating the dog poo and playing with Aunt Edie and all that, and you're just kind of like, but then she's got that glamour side where you see her in like Hairspray and she's playing the mom, and then the next thing you know, boom, there she is, all glammed out. You can't just fit one mold and be able to survive in this industry. You're gonna have your niche, what they all know you for, but you're gonna have to be able to switch it up. Divine is the prime example of that. She could be gross and vile, but she knew how to be glamorous at the same time, and very professional. Lord, I heard about that contract back in that day.
Oh my God, Divine is like the mother of drag to me. At least for me, she is like my everything for when it comes to like old school drag, like what I would want to be, or like she was just amazing. Like the shit that she did in those movies, like oh my God. I have seen all of John Waters' movies that are available on VHS or DVD, because Divine is like fucking amazing, and I hope if you haven't seen all of them, you need to see like a lot of her work, because she's freaking great.
The history of drag is illustrious and colorful, and provides a critical lens for us to look at gender in our society. To close with a thought from Sullivan's text, drag is not a parody of gender, but rather a parody of the idea of gender. For those interested in trying drag themselves, or just looking to learn a little more about it, Kamden and Violencia have a few final thoughts.
And just be yourself and have fun. Honestly, if you have fun, you have nothing to worry about. These people are going to love you for you. But also at the same time, be humble, be professional, and be respectful of people's spaces. So that's it. That's drag in a nutshell.
I'd say that drag queens are just like everyone else. We just wear a bunch more makeup and wear fake hair on our head and lip sync our words, or flap our mouths for like 4 minutes to a fucking song. But we're just human when it comes down to it.